BrewTube Beers Review. That's right, guys. You heard me. Beers Review. That means it's epic side-by-side review time yet again on DJs BrewTube. And for today's epic side-by-side, we're going to go to Bell's Brewery Incorporated out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, US of A. Yay, yay! And we're going to have their Expedition Stout, the freaking classic in American craft beer world, brewed, I think, since about like 1989 or before. That's a long fucking time. And their 30th anniversary ale, which is also a Russian Imperial Stout. This beer is brewed once. It probably won't be brewed again. Because why? Because they're not going to have another 30th anniversary. Duh. Maybe they'll bring it back, though, because Stone does that kind of stuff when they don't do it again. But anyways, I'm digressing. You're not surprised. So, what are we going to do? Well, that's right. You know, side-by-side action. So, let's get a little bit of particulars of the beer before we get to pouring, drinking, and all that old shit. Now, Expedition Stout, the classic, brewed since the 80s, clocks in at 10.5% ABV and 45 IBUs. Now, the 30th anniversary beer clocks in at 11% ABV and between 45 and 80 IBUs. Now, I know for a fact in this beer, they're using Polaris hops. I don't know if they use Polaris hops in the Expedition Stout, but I expect not because it's such old recipe that maybe that hop wasn't around or readily available. I suspect maybe some Fuggle, maybe some Cascade, something like that. I don't know. So, I've had Expedition Stout several times. I've had it cellared. I've had it fresh. This beer's cellar is really awesome. In fact, they say it is, you know, kind of brewed and recipe designed to be cellared and have multiple year verticals and all that old shit happen to you. So, 30th anniversary also is brewed in that vein. So, I'm ready to crack some fucking stout open. That's right. Get the top popped on this bad boy here, this Expedition Stout, get in the glass, and get this side-by-side rolling. Hell yes. Boom, big ass hiss off the top. Now, both of these beers were bottled within 5 days of one another. Obsessively collectible crown, of course. So, they're pretty much the same exact age. That's why I want to do this now. So, let's get in the glass. Hell yes. Ah, hello, motor oil. You know what? I love hops. I love hops. But deep down inside, I'm a malt maniac when you boil me down. So, let's see what's up with this malt bomb. It is black. Black as pitch, black as night, black as some people's souls. Paul, PA Brew News. Is your soul black? Maybe your heart is. I don't know. Anyways, Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. Oh, God, I'm old. Anyways, we have a really dark chocolatey colored head. When I swirl these, those super tightly packed bubbles are clinging to the sides, and tons of alcohol legs are streaming down on this. Look at that, guys. Freaking black tar, motor oil, whatever the hell you want to call it. That is malty deliciousness in that glass. At least that's what it looks like to me. But the smell is important too. And I can smell chocolate malts and things wafting from the top of this bad boy from here. Let's see what's up with the aroma. Big up in your grill, dark fruits like cherry. Almost like tart cherry with a little bit of raisin as well. Chocolate, Fuggle hop, earthiness kind of thing going on. A little tiny waft of alcohol, almost bourbon-like smelling alcohol. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, a bit of like ashy char. Big, deep roasted notes, coffee. Layers and layers of aroma on this. That's why this is a classic. That's why if a recipe lasts from the 80s and it's still out and it's still sought after and still receiving hot marks after all those years, you know it's something special. I'm ready to dive into this because this aroma is making me thirsty. We're going in. Cheers! Man, yum. Wow. Look at that glass lacing. Freaking coat in the inside of the glass. Very roast forward stout. A lot of the recipes of this vintage are very roast forward and an earthy hop forward. There's a deep earthy note or flavor in the background of this beer, starting or emanating from the middle of the tongue, but up front you're blasted with coffee, chocolate, toffee, caramel, dark, you know, long kettle boil kind of taste. It was like burnt brown sugar. I want some more. The more stouts I drink, the more I think I get used to the earthiness that come off from like hops like Fuggle, East Kent Goldings, that kind of thing. But big, deep, rich earth notes and tones in the back of this beer. Super tasty. It's a little tiny bit present in alcohol. I'm getting some warming in the chest, but from date of bottling at time of recording, it's under a month old right now. So I mean, this is the rawest, most raw form of this beer, but super tasty. And after the beer sets on your palate a little bit, the aftertaste that is left is that of like spent coffee grounds and earthiness, but super pleasant and very well hidden 10.5% alcohol. So I'm going to sip on this one a little bit. I'm going to get me some water, clean off my palate, then we're going to crack into the 30th anniversary. For you, I will be back in a flash. See you then. Okay, gang, I'm back. I've been sipping on this bad boy for about 20 minutes, and I'm digging that beer. Well, but I'm a malt maniac, so what do you expect? So, you know what? Enough of that. Time to crack into the 30th anniversary ale. I've been looking forward to this. Bell's new to Maryland, but I travel into Virginia a lot, so I've been drinking Bell's for years. But anyways, you know what? I gave you the particulars about this one already, and one important thing to mention that this beer is meant to be an homage to Expedition Stout. This is probably one of their oldest continuously brewed and sought after recipes, I think, from Bell's. This and you know, anyways, they've been around for a while, haven't they? 30 years? That's pretty freaking awesome in craft beer world. 30 years of fighting the power, going against the AB InBevs and Sab Millers that are going to go do their little incest fest and occupy 30% of the world's beer brewing. You know what? That's great. They can brew all the fizzy piss they want. Let those people drink it, and we can get to drinking beers like this, can't we? Anyways, time to crack the top. Boom, big hiss. Whoa, tons of can of smoke. Tons coming off the top. And obsessively collectible 30th anniversary crown. Ha ha ha. So, let's get in the snifter and see what's up with the appearance and all those damn still can of smoke coming off this bad boy. Let's get a little elevation so we can get his head on it. Yeah. Hell yes. Okay. Just like the other beer. Do I need to look? Probably not, because it's most likely black as 10W40 motor oil tar, black as pitch, black as night, black as your soul, black as a black hole, whatever you want to call it. Ain't no light passing through that beer, none whatsoever. We've got a solid one finger head of less tightly packed bubbles on this beer than the Expedition Stout, but little tiny soap suds at the top, but still that dark chocolate mocha color when I swirl it. Yeah, we're going to get plenty of glass lacing and tons of alcohol legs on this beer. But look at that bad boy in the snifter. Looks just like it's stablemate here, but man, that just is freaking gorgeous. Stouts, I don't know what it is, man. It's just the malt that I'm into. Maybe I'm a sugar addict. I don't know. But you know what? I'm an aroma addict for sure. Let's see what's up in the aroma department. Diving in. Bigger fudgy chocolate coming off of this. Less roasted notes immediately apparent. A lot of caramel coming off this beer. A lot of toffee. Super fudgy smelling aroma. A little bit of light roast coffee in the background. A slight bit of char. More like, say, floral and kind of orangey notes, sort of. Less dark fruits. Except there's more raisin in this nose than there was in the Expedition Stout nose, and less cherry sort of nose. Alcohol is totally hidden in the aroma. This smells freaking delicious. I'm diving in. I can't wait. Happy anniversary, Bells. That fucking rocks. 30 years in the industry. Diving in. Cheers. Yum. More hoppy. Straight away, up in your grill, chocolate. Then the hops come in, aggressive earthy notes more than showed up in the nose, and aggressive roast notes too. A little bit more aggressive actually than the Expedition Stout. I feel the alcohol warmth of this beer a bit more, but it's also got a bigger chocolatey and caramel and burnt brown sugar presence. Not a lot, but enough to differentiate between the two. For an 11%er, the alcohol is well hidden. Both of these beers have medium full, creamy, coating mouthfeels. But man, great glass lacing on this beer. It's actually, the earthiness is building bigger on this beer as I sip it. So that's telling me they're, like they said on the bottle, they've lived up to it. They have more aggressively hopped this. It tastes a lot like Expedition Stout, but more roasty, more chocolatey. It's amped up flavors of this, and they were saying that this beer was meant to be an homage to Expedition Stout, and it is all that in napkins and spades, whatever you want to call it. But this beer and Expedition Stout are both definite cellar stuffers. You can taste all that earthiness. When you taste a lot of earthiness and like coffee ground type bitterness in a beer, that's telling you they've used high beta acid hops, and that's meant they're designed for extended aging. For what this is, the alcohol is very well hidden. I'm only getting warmth. I'm not getting a lot of alcohol taste. Some people on both of these beers may get alcohol taste because their palate is not acclimated to drinking higher alcohol beers as much as some people. So, that said, I'm going to sip on this one a little bit, though I pounded this one down pretty good. I'm going to drink on this, compare the two, and I'll be back and we'll pass final judgment from DJs BrewTube. Back for you, once again, in a flash. Alright guys, I'm back. I've been sipping on both these beers for well over 20 minutes at this point, and I've been enjoying every freaking minute of it. Why? Because like I told you, I'm a freaking malt maniac. You know that. Anywho, both of these beers, before I get into any grades or passing any judgment, are world-class beverages. Now, let's talk about the differences between the two quickly before we get into grading numbers and all that math shit. So, the Expedition Stout. Bigger dark fruits, cherry, berry type dark fruits, lower sort of roast and earthy hop bitterness in the back end and accumulating on the palate. I think better hidden alcohol in this fresh, raw, under a month old kind of state. And in some ways easier drinking. Both have equal mouthfeel, medium full, but the alcohol hiding in this beer is better than in the Anniversary Ale. Now, that said, speaking of the Anniversary Ale, 30th that is, it has bigger earthy hop notes, bigger chocolate notes, bigger raisin notes, bigger sort of brown sugar notes. That 0.5% of alcohol doesn't seem like much, but it's amped up the flavor to that effect. Chocolatey, fudgy, that kind of thing. When I taste a beer like that with those really big, strong, earthy notes, which both of these possess, this is actually bigger, I can tell that it was definitely designed for extended cellaring because they've used hops that are of high beta acids. I need more beer. I'm fucking up my alphas and betas, but, I'm digressing. You're not surprised. Anyways, beers like this are made to stand the test of time. And when you drink these, you can taste that these have been designed to cellar. Digging both of them. So, it's time to grade them. Now that you've heard the differences between the two, how about the Expedition Stout first? So, this beer from Rate Beer gets a 100. Boom! Straight up A+, crushing the world. Fresh state, I don't know if I can go there. Beer Advocates give it a 94. High A-, highest A- on my scale, almost an A. I'm going to give Expedition Stout a 96 because it's got so much cellar potential, because it's so very drinkable now, even fresh, and some folks really dig those earthy hop notes and fuggle action, like my buddy Paul over at PA Brew News. Check out his channel if you have not. Shout out to you, Paul. Anyways, those guys, like Paul, really dig those earthy hop notes, and this could be a fucking, 10. I think he does a 10 scale. Can't remember, because I drink a lot of beer. But anyways, so I'm going to give it an A. Bam! So, what about the 30th anniversary? Even bigger earthy notes. Bigger, sort of beer overall. Less well-hidden alcohol. So, what is Rate Beer giving it? Boom! 100! Well, it is above 9% beer, and it is Rate Beer, so you kind of expect that sometimes. But Beer I would give it a 96. Damn! How to grade it? I'm going to give this a 96 also. I'm pretty much grading these the same because they're very, very similar beers, but you can tell that this beer was made in mind, especially with all those big, earthy, roasty notes, to stand the test of time and cellar. And so it is an homage to this, just like they say it is. It kind of is what it is, They say, yeah, we're brewing this beer in respect to our great brew, Expedition Stout, and, they've really accomplished that task. So, both world-class beers, super tasty, and I am really going to enjoy kicking it and finishing the rest of both of these beers because they're lovely, tasty brews. So, have you had either one of these lovely, tasty brews? You gotta let me know what you think, because I like the quid pro quo and the back and forth, because that makes me more smarter when you tell me what you think. And a more smarter beer geek is more betterer, right? Well, not if you ask the stunt drinker Johnny, because he thinks being a beer geek sometimes isn't good. Shout out to you, Johnny. Anyways, well, you know what? Do we care what the stunt drinker thinks? Maybe. Anyway, like I say, till the next DJs BrewTube, you gotta do something really important for me. You have to think globally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement, because that, along with copious amounts of 10.5 and 11% beer, put my happy face on. So, till then, I got nothing but a big bunch of Expedition Stout and 30th anniversary ale drinking love for you. And a big thanks for you guys sitting through this whole review. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and smash that like button. Until then, I gotta give you one thing that you've been looking for. What is that? You know what it is. A big peace out!